Hello and welcome back to Neighborhood Bees. I'm Jimmy. Welcome to the neighborhood. If you've been here before, welcome back. If you're just finding me for the first time or the first couple of times, welcome. I'm Jimmy. I keep bees in Central Virginia, just south of the capital, Chesterfield County. And I live in a regular neighborhood. I got houses this way, houses this way. We don't have a fence. We don't have a fenced-in backyard. However, we do have some open wood space behind our house so that we don't have any immediate backdoor neighbors. Off to the side we do, but not immediately behind us. Anyway, it's a little bit windy today, but I got to get this in because we're supposed to get the heavy storms and we got thunderstorm warnings and all of these different possible tornado warning things coming up. So I want to get this done today, which I should have done it, but life took its course and I had other things to do. Like I said, it's really windy, so please excuse the audio if it's a little bit too windy for you. Today's fortune, let's get that out of the way, says the only thing we know for sure about future developments is that they will develop. So the only thing we know about future developments is that they will develop. In other words, the future is going to get here, whether you're ready for it or not. So you can plan, you can do whatever, but it's coming. So you can't stop it, but you can prepare for it, or you can change, you can adapt. So that's what I had to do. I was supposed to get right back into my FarmHouse Hive last week, or the last week. The weather changed that. Life things happen here at home. Changed that, grandkids had to go up and visit them. That changed that. So I'm getting it done today before our weather changes in about 5 hours from now. We're expecting all of that bad weather that they're getting in Ohio, and the Midwest and Louisiana. My friend sent me a picture. Her yard was flooded. She had never seen it flooded like that in all of her years. She's my age, a little bit older. And she's never seen her property flooded as it was yesterday. Another thing, there are so many wasps out here. I really don't like wasps. I try to leave them alone, but when they become a menace, they're out of here. But anyway, so you may see me ducking and dodging and weaving until I'm sure that it's not a wasp or it's not coming after me. Anyway, I got a list of stuff I wanted to do to the farmhouse, and I just add to the list, but I have my RP Beeworks beetle traps. I have my beetle blaster sucker, whatever, on the charger. I'm gonna bring that out. But I also, I wanna remove the follower board from the brood frame area and allow the bees to spread into the honey section of the hive. I want them to build out some frames for me. I have some deeps, which I wasn't doing deeps. So now that I'm converting stuff to deeps, I want the bees to build out, draw out comb. So what I have behind me here, I have a Hive Butler tote, not sponsored, but that's what I got, with 3 of those pink frames that were given out by Acorn at the expo. I waxed them myself, put extra wax on them because they had no wax. And I have, what are they? 3 wooden frames with heavy waxed foundation. And what I do with my foundation is I cut the corners off. So the bees have a pass through. So I cut all the corners, the bees will have a pass through. But what does this say? Oh, it doesn't. Anyway, so I will be, don't know how many I'm gonna add before my deep follower board, but I'll be able to store the rest of them on the other side of the follower board so I don't have to go back and forth with them. Other than that, I've noticed when I stepped out of my storage shed, I noticed that there are a bunch of scouts checking out my swarm trap. I'm still gonna just leave it. Don't know where they're coming from, don't know if they're mine, but I will inspect in the farmhouse to make sure that there's no or just take a quick glance to make sure that there's no preps for leaving, and if I can, and then yeah, I'll just play it by ear and see what happens. So come on, let's go out here before this rain gets started. Okay, I finished up the farmhouse hive. I'm putting my glove back on because I'm right here, and I just was messing with these girls. So they're a little bit riled up. The weather is coming in, so I'm gonna get this done quick. I had a medium box on here, and I wanted to go all deep Langstroth. So what I did was I took the 5 medium frames that had brood and honey on them, stuck them in the middle, put 5 other frames that needed to be drawn out, plastic, heavy waxed. I waxed it myself, and also 1 or 2 wooden with plastic foundation, heavy waxed. And I put it in this box. And so now this is mostly deep. There's 5 deep and 5 medium. They may build onto the bottom of that medium, no problem. I'll treat it either like a cutout, or if it's honey later on in the season, then I will do crush and strain, and then I'll re-render that wax and just have wax for the next season or whatever. But what I'm hoping is I got this on early enough for them to build out the rest of the frames in here, as well as the foundation, build it out up here and start installing nectar in here. So it's not quite April yet. It's the last day of March. So yeah, we'll go with that. I also put the little visor on top. So they're getting used to that visor being there. It just looks a little different for them. But they're adapting, no problem. On the farmhouse, I expanded it maybe 3 frames, but I moved the brood over and put some empty comb to the right-hand side, if you're looking at the front of the hive, so that the brood is closer over to the honey side. There is about 3 or 4 frames of large, deep frames, not extra large, not my XL frames, but just deeps over there. So yeah, I got 5 deep on the nuke up here with my XL. That's an XL nuke, brood box, and 5 deep frames. The next time the weather gets better, I'll look inside there, see if I need to go 1 more up with 5 more deeps. Or I may put 2 flow frames and 2 like these comb type frames. I don't know. We'll see what I do over there. But yeah, so I wanted to get that done. I took out the pest management tray here. Oh, the beetles in the farmhouse. Well, let me go over there so I can take off my hood. Okay, I pretty much got everything I wanted to get done, with the exception of my swarm trap. I had on here that I was going to rebait the swarm trap and check the frames in there. I know I have 1 XL frame with pre-drawn comb and 1, I mean the rest of them are deeps, I believe, just regular Langstroth deep frames. But as I looked over there, there's a lot of activity. I don't think anything moved in. However, there's a lot of scouts checking it out, so I'm just gonna leave it until, you know, maybe a couple of days after the weather clears up, and we'll see how that goes. As far as the farmhouse, I let myself down on that one. With the beetles, I did put 3 beetle traps filled with diatomaceous earth. This is food grade diatomaceous earth. I used to use that with my chickens when we had chickens. Put it in the chicken, just the stuff that was at the bottom of the chicken coop, and the chickens used to dust with it, and it got rid of any kind of bugs or anything. Anyway, so I used that in the pest management tray of the farmhouse. However, I had swapped out the tray, but I didn't put any diatomaceous earth in the bottom of the tray. So the tray was just a blank, empty tray with nothing in it, which means I had beetle larvae in there. So it's windy, excuse the wind, but I got all of the beetle stuff out. I put it in a Ziploc bag, stuck it in the freezer, freeze it for a few days. My trash comes, it'll go in the trash. Yeah, so they'll be dead. So hopefully, oversight on my part, I'll get better. But I did add 3 beetle traps in there and a fresh, I have about 4 of these trays. So I put a fresh tray with fresh diatomaceous earth. And I'll make sure that every time I check, I'll keep an eye on that. But that was me. So maybe that was the reason I had so many beetles in there. We'll see. I took the follower board out of the XL side of the hive, and I put about three or four frames deep, just Langstroth deep frames for the at the honey section. So it's early enough. We're not exactly in a nectar flow or anything right now. However, they are bringing in some nectar from somewhere. So what I'm hoping is that they build up the comb. What I'm going to do is make some a little bit less than 1-to-1, and I'm going to put that on both the farmhouse and that yellow hive that I just did, and hopefully that will entice them to draw out comb. Again, I don't care about the honey, but I'll stop feeding when there's a nectar flow. But hopefully by feeding 1-to-1, they'll build out some comb. Anyway, so that's what I did. I got a little bit of Hive Alive left in here. I'm gonna mix that with some water, and I have another one in the freezer. I'll mix that with water and try to liquidate that and use that for my liquid feed. So yeah, and I'm gonna use the Be Smart 3-season liquid feeders. I have about 4 of them, 3 or 4. So I'm gonna put that on, but you don't need to see that. It's just a matter of, for the farmhouse, opening it up, put the feeder on, close it back down, you're done. The same with the yellow hive, basically. Take the yellow insulated lid off, put the feeder on top. There's a hole in the inner cover, insulated inner cover. There's a hole, put it over that, close back up, you're good to go. So that was a wasp. Anyway, all right, I'm gonna get out of here. Thank y'all for watching. Like I said, life sometimes happens and you don't get back to doing what you were supposed to do. And for some reason, I forgot about that tray and didn't check it. But now I'll make sure that I do those checks, try to keep those beetles in check, and I won't have to go through the freezing and swapping and catching beetles anymore. Anyway, that's it for now. Thank y'all for watching. Come back next week, we'll have another one. And yeah, maybe the swamp trap is looking promising. We'll see. All right, thank y'all. Bye, y'all. Have fun with your bees. I do.